Hey everybody, we're Team Beard.
Team Beard!
We're here to enter the BFX 2014 Summer Animation Festival competition. The script we've chosen is Sinbad, Crimson Island. I'm Jack Rafferty.
I'm Ruby May Laidlaw.
I'm Tom Getty.
I'm Letty Murray-Tyson.
I'm Alex Tavener.
And I'm Arran Baker. We chose this script because we know that we can make a really strong, striking spectacle piece. It suits our skill sets really, really well. And we know that we can make an original reinterpretation from what the script originally said. And we have a very clear vision of how we can take the script forward.
We all know each other really well, so we know we can work well together. We've also worked on past successful projects before, and we all bring the necessary skills to make this project awesome.
We're all looking forward to interacting with industry professionals. We all have very good organisational skills and are good at sticking to deadlines. And we're very enthusiastic.
And this isn't even the real shit.
I'm Ruby, I'm lead concept artist, texture artist and matte painter, and here is some work that I've done on storyboards so far this project.
Okay, so here's the first draft of the storyboards. Some of these shots might yet change. Up until where Sinbad raises his telescope might get cut due to time constraints. So, going with that, it starts with Sinbad looking through his telescope towards the island. It pulls into focus. As he brings the telescope down, we appear to have arrived on the island. He goes to investigate and ends up finding the egg of the giant bird in the middle of the glade. He goes up and touches the egg, and that's when he notices the mama bird, who goes in for the attack. So this is the first piece of concept art I've done for the project. This is of the island, shrouded in mists. I probably will try experimenting with different times of day and those colour palettes changing, but we did like the idea of being able to see the night sky reflected in the sea for this particular scene. So this is the second piece of concept art that I've done. This is where Sinbad finds the egg in the middle of the forest in a nest of branches. I really love a lot of the visuals the group seemed to get from this particular script. Getting some of those across would be really, really fun. And given time, I think I'd love to be able to take some of these images and colour schemes really far and make them really interesting and really very pretty. This is the design work I've done for Sinbad so far. It's still pretty rough. This probably wouldn't be a definitive style that I would do model sheets or anything like that in. Enough for a basis, since the point of this piece, for us at least, is a strong visual impact. I think the development of character and world style is something that we would probably take quite far. And yep, that's about all there is from me.
Hey, I'm Jack Rafferty. I'm an effects TD in this project. I'm taking control of dynamics, particles, some modelling, lighting and rendering. And here's some work that I've been doing so far.
Okay, hi there. Here is a little practice clip, some particle things I've been having a look at. Here's the theme file I've been working with. That's the setup. Quite simple, as you can see. But there's a little play blast here we can have a look at. So there's the theme file as I've been working with it. Nothing too complicated, but I'm just trying to get across the idea. With the gold dust coming into Sinbad's hand, you know, as he is around the egg, and these sort of particles come into contact with him. There's a glow effect there in his palm, you know, gives it sort of magical quality. There's a little bit of a contact issue there, but as I said, it's just a practice to give an idea that this is very, very possible. Nothing I can't do and we can't do as a group. That can look really nice once we implement it into the project. There it is again, the second time. As you see, the rendered view looks a little prettier than the play blast. And that's it, simple as that. I hope that explains everything to you. And there's
I'm Tom, and I'm doing modelling, texturing and rigging, and here's some stuff I've been working on. Okay, so me and a couple other people on the team worked on the 3D previs. We did this basically just to make sure that the timing worked from the storyboard, make sure it all translated across to 3D. Got us a foundation to work upon. It helped us decide what shots to keep in and what to cut, and to get across the basic composition of each shot. So I'll talk through it now. He's now landed on the island, which we're planning on having really densely populated with a very jungle aesthetic to it. Once he gets in amongst the trees, it's going to be very dark with harsh shadows and the moonlight piercing through the canopy above, illuminating the egg. This is where the particle simulation will come in. So there's going to be gold dust oozing off the egg and puffs of smoke as the bird moves and the egg cracks. Then I'm going to finish with the bird darting towards the screen and fade to black there. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what it's going to look like.
Hi, I'm Letty. I'm doing animation, modelling, UVing and texturing. This is some of the examples of my stuff.
Sinbad is originally from Basra, in what used to be known as Persia, so I gathered as many male face references of Persian and Arabic men, to get the distinct features that frequently occur, such as the size and the shape of the nose, the colour of the eyes and the hair, and the shape of the eyebrows. All the clothing in this area is very loose for the heat. We understand this is hard to rig, so simulation will be used instead. Our idea with the feather stays very close to the one presented in the Crimson Island script, and demonstrated in our storyboards. Its movements are non-realistic, but still believable, shown in this animation test. And now a couple of examples of my previous work.
Does anyone else have the heebie-jeebies? No! Good! So shut up!
I'm Arran, and I'll be a modeller and an animator on this project. Here's some of my work.
Reminds me of the old service issue ballpoint. I remember every agent would carry a pen that looked just like this. Completely innocent to the untrained eye, but click it twice.
I'm Alex, and I'll be doing the majority of the rigging, some of the modelling, UV mapping, lighting and rendering, and here's some of the work I've done so far. The things I'm going to be contributing most towards this project are rigging, lighting and rendering, and UV mapping. I'm currently working on a project to reproduce a realistic crow model and rig, which I feel is particularly relevant to the rock in our chosen script. To create the model, I used Maya to create the base mesh, ZBrush to sculpt in and add detail, and 3D Coat to correct the topology and refine it, ready for rigging. The aim of this project was to familiarise myself with dynamic joint chains and IK splines, both of which I've incorporated into the feather controls for the animator to use. As far as reference goes, I've taken out books on bird anatomy, researched into other studies such as the likes of Brenton Body, Ken Dial and Steve Gatesy. At the moment, this rig is in production and currently in calamari stage. However, will be smooth bound within the next week. Due to the number of feathers, some of the tasks became very tedious, and I produced Python scripts on the fly to help speed up some of the processes. I've also produced humanoid rigs, such as this cartoon character I made for a separate group project. Using MelScript, I've managed to create stretchy limbs. Creating forearm twist was a particularly challenging aspect of this project. I tried many different techniques, but eventually found that the best outcome was by using a multiple joint chain driven by MelScript. I've also dealt with lighting and rendering. For a recent project, I was set the task of recreating a still life scene in the style of a classic artist. I chose contemporary objects, modelled, textured, lit and rendered them. This is the final outcome.
This is Team Beard. Thanks for the opportunity and hope to see you in the summer.